So we're going to be doing a very basic demonstration using the Surefire RC2 Mini and the new RC4 Mini. Now, this is not a test. I have a sample size of 1 suppressor each. I have 2 guns that are very dirty, but I think from this demonstration we're going to do, there should be some pretty obvious things that you're going to see. And I'm also just personally interested in putting both of these cans side by side on 2 different rifles and seeing what happens. So a couple things on this suppressor. I bought this suppressor, the RC2 Mini, I want to say about 7 years ago. I've shot this on a lot of different guns. It probably has between 10 and 20,000 rounds through it. Recently, we did do the whole deep clean bath thing where you leave it submerged for a few days in some radioactive sludge, and then you go to the range and you shoot all that crap out. So that was cleaned in December. Since then, we haven't really shot with the suppressor a whole lot, so it's new, used, we'll just say. The RC4 over here, I have done 0 cleaning to. I've had this since, I want to say also about December, put about 5,000 to 6,000 rounds through it. So they're both moderately used, so take that for what it's worth. The 2 rifles we have, this is a BCM 11.5, very common rifle. I have an H3 buffer in here, standard buffer tube assembly. I'm not using the BCM Mitigation Mark II or a Voltor A5, although I would prefer having that on this rifle. I also have over here a BCM 14.5. This has an H3, this has a H2. So you'll get to see what it looks like on a 14.5, and you'll get to see what it looks like on an 11.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot a single magazine with each suppressor. We're going to do 6 rounds of slow fire, giving about a second per shot, second and a half per shot. We're then going to do 6-round bill drill, so shooting the gun nice and spicy, 1-3 splits, trying to run the gun a little bit quick so you guys can see what's going on. And then most importantly, I'm going to be shooting a drill that's 18 rounds on some pretty close targets, and the purpose for that is, depending on what suppressor you're using, if you just shoot a couple rounds, you're not going to get a whole lot of gas to the face. But as you shoot a prolonged course of fire, that gas will build up and you will start crying, depending on the suppressor you're using. So I want to shoot a drill with a bit more bullets to see how these two compare and see how the gas builds up. I'm shooting PMC 55 grain bullets, so nothing crazy, special, or fancy. So this is a very practical demonstration. I have dirty guns, dirty cans. We're not shooting a ton of bullets, but it should be interesting nonetheless. Let's go. right, so that concludes our very small demonstration of these suppressors. Now, there's two clarifying points I want to make. One is I'm using the Radian Raptor SD charging handle. I highly recommend these if you are shooting suppressed in any way, that you get some sort of gas buster charging handle. Even though a lot of the flow-through suppressors are shooting most of the gas, most of the crap, most of the lead fumes out of the front of the gun, this just helps eliminate 10 to 20% or so of gas that may go to your face that you inhale. And health is, well, now it's very important to me as I get a little older, but things like lead wipes, very important. I'm trying to use those a little bit more. My lead levels have gone all the way up to a 19. You guys can look up what that means. Now I'm down to a 6 from a bunch of treatments and other things that I've done. I'll talk about that in another video, but suppressors are generally the culprit or shooting indoors. So if you're gonna shoot a suppressed gun in training, and it's not just like a bedside table gun, you know, that you're not shooting very often, I recommend you look into these charging handles regardless of what kind of suppressor you use. The second clarifying point is this, it's cool enough now, this RC2 Mini. Some of you guys might go, wow, that round count doesn't sound very high for owning that can for 7 or 8 years. That's because I have like 8 of these. I had, when I switched over to shooting suppressors back in 2018, 2019, I said, screw it, and I bought 12 Surefire suppressors. I got an SPS, I got a couple 7.62 minis, I got 5.56 full sizes and minis, and all those went across all the guns that we had in the armory, and I'd move them around, so they all shared the love. So I have probably about 180,000 rounds, let's say, on Surefire suppressors between all those cans, and so I'm having to just kind of estimate. It's possible this is one of the minis that didn't get used a lot, or it's possible this is one that got used a ton. Regardless of that though, we did clean these recently, got a lot of that sludge out of the suppressors, and what we saw here is representative of my shooting experience with these on small rifles. So the 11.5 you all will have seen is the most gassy. So cans like this were not originally designed to go on short barrel guns. There are even suppressors designed specifically for short barrel rifles. Surefire had one, the SB2 RC2 full-size suppressor designed for, I think, the 416. It had a bigger bore. It could just handle the shorter barrel a little bit better. But for me, I like shooting shorter suppressors on even my smaller rifles because it weighs less and I want the gun to shoot like a normal rifle. Well, doing that with an RC2 is pretty gassy, as you all saw. I've done it for a long time, though. The RC4, what makes this can so awesome is regardless of whether you put it on a 14.5 like this or an 11.5, you'll see that it doesn't translate to a whole lot of gas to the face or even a whole lot of gas just in general, in your general area. It's just a very smooth shooting experience. And this test, or demonstration, I should say, it wasn't a test, is not evaluating the sound, the signature, the repeatability, and the accuracy of the suppressors. We're just showing gas, how much goes to your eyeballs, which there was a bit of that with the RC2 Mini on the 11.5, and seeing how shootable it is. For me, my priority with suppressors is not sound, signature. Repeatability is pretty important to me, especially on long guns. But for me, I want a can that's shootable. I want a can that is not creating a super jolty, recoil impulse like this can was doing on this 11.5. I want a can that allows the gun to rise and fall very smoothly, like I would be shooting without a suppressor, and that also doesn't weigh a whole lot. Because once you add a bunch of weight to the end of the gun, that can result in the gun dipping as you are shooting, moving and shooting. And I prefer the gun to simply rise and fall back to the exact same spot. So when you see people put big suppressors on their 14.5, 16s, 20s, or IRs or whatever, if you pay attention, especially while they're not shooting auto and recovering back into the spot, which is funny, but shooting semi-auto, you'll see a lot of shots that they drag down because the gun weighs so much, because of how the impulse is just punching the gun and it's punching forward, and you have the added weight of the suppressor, and people drive shots low using big heavy suppressors on guns like that. I've seen it quite a lot. So my big priority moving forward as I'm building out all my different guns, and I'm doing a bunch of like PCSL type shooting, is minis on everything. Specifically, minis that are flow through. I want all the crap going out the front. I don't want to have to mess with my buffer weights too much. That's another thing. When using a regular suppressor, traditional suppressor like the RC2 Mini, you generally have to add way more weight to your buffer, like an H4 potentially, or something even heavier. There's some weird stuff out there. But for the RC4 Minis and other flow-through cans like the Huxworks that I have on my Mark I, what I've seen is you don't really have to modify the gun that much. It's not really changing how the rifle shoots. It's just removing a bunch of concussion, sound, signature as well. I don't have to modify the gun a whole lot around the suppressor, and that's something that I really like. So I hope this demonstration was helpful and interesting. Well, I bought this shirt. They didn't send this one to me. They did send me this suppressor and an RC4 full size. I think they sent me one other suppressor at my old job. Other than that, I have bought tons of Surefire suppressors. I'm by no means a Surefire shill. They don't like pay me to do this video. They don't even know I'm doing this video. But I've really enjoyed having the RC4 Mini. I'm going to either buy more of them or ask for maybe 1 or 2 more. I bought a lot of Surefires. I don't feel bad about that. But this can right here and other flow-through cans in the K-size format should definitely be considered if you're someone who, you know, wants to train with a can a lot for health reasons. You know, you're not destroying your hearing, but you want to shoot. You want your gun to not change a whole lot as you're shooting it. You still want it to recoil the same way as if you were shooting unsuppressed. Then definitely think about the flow-through K-size cans. So that's that on this can for now. We may do some other evaluations in the future on repeatability, return to zero, taking the can off, putting it back on the gun. You know, what kind of POI shift are we going to have? Possibly some signature as well. And we'll leave this sound testing to PU Science. We're not going to do any of that. So hope that was helpful. See you guys next time.